11, we're getting our first look at the shocking moment. Two dogs attacked a woman as she was out for a walk today. That woman was rushed to the hospital.
It happened in front of a business in Seattle's East Lake neighborhood. When staff saw what happened, they quickly jumped in to help. KOMO's Mo Hyder spoke to one of the managers. We do want to warn you, some of you may find these images disturbing.
A casual walk turns into a dog attack in a matter of seconds just outside the Union Marine. Take a look at this new video. A business owner from next door rushes out with a hammer to distract both of the dogs and chase them away. Jace Romine is the vice president of operations at Union Marine. He immediately jumped in to help when he saw what was happening.
And I was chasing him down at the same time, and we both converged right about the same time, and the dogs took off down the street, and we were able to get her inside and comfortable.
Crews from Seattle Fire, SPD, and Seattle Animal Shelter got there minutes later, and the woman was sent to Harborview for treatments.
I can guarantee you the look on her face and the emotion that was coming from her was her life flashed before her eyes. She's, you could tell that she had that sense of fear.
Even though she's now safe and being treated, Romine says it could have been worse.
She was afraid for her life, and rightfully so. Like, it was, if we weren't there to help, things would have gotten out of control in a hurry.
Life taken too soon by gun violence. Tonight, a community celebrating the life of Jordan Brown. He was killed in an armed robbery at a pot shop in Tacoma. That happened in March, and it happened just days before his 30th birthday. KOMO's Mo Hyder is live in Seattle with how Jordan is being remembered tonight. And Mo, he made an impression on so many.
Yeah, that's right, Michelle. He touched the lives of so many, and today really showed how much of a major impact he had on people, from former classmates all the way to childhood friends. Now, close friends of Jordan Brown's family held an event at their home in Northeast Seattle. You see here, dozens were in attendance. It was a time of mixed emotions, though, from tears all the way to laughter. People who loved him so much all came together to share their memories of Brown. Several of his closest friends even spoke about who he was. They described him as a gifted artist, an athlete, and someone who loved to play music. A common trait all of them said he had was just how good of a friend he was to everyone. His father, Dennis Brown, says the support from family and friends is what's getting him through this difficult time.
We're getting through it, and when you have all the outpouring of love, it makes it easier, but still tough, because Jordan had that kind of love that he showed to all the people that's here.
That's right. It started as a homicide investigation, but police say that has now changed in what was a deadly hit and run. In what is chilling audio from a camera inside Johnson Candy Company, you can barely see lights. You hear what sounds like a car stop, and then an acceleration. Minutes later on Thursday night, Tacoma police would respond to the area and start a crime scene investigation at 10th and MLK Jr. Way. Police initially saying that a woman hit her estranged husband with a car before driving off. He was pronounced dead at a hospital.
Sad to hear anything like that anytime it happens.
Bill Johnson, who works at the store, sent us the surveillance video today. Right outside of the business, flowers were left behind.
After further investigation, to include reviewing video surveillance they obtained and speaking with the suspect.
Wendy Haddo with the Tacoma Police Department said after working on this case more, detectives decided to change the criminal charges.
It was determined that the suspect had not deliberately hit the victim. It appears the victim ran out in front of the suspect's moving vehicle. The suspect was arrested for felony hit and run.
According to Haddo, the woman, now in jail, would have faced different consequences had she stayed.
She wouldn't have been charged with felony hit and run. We always recommend that if you are in an accident, stay at the scene.
If people knew the amount of pain that we're in not knowing and wondering, and like, every single person we walk by, we look at, every person that drives by the house.
New at 6, a mother waits for justice 2 years after her son was shot to death in front of their home on Mother's Day.
Police still haven't arrested anyone for the murder of 18-year-old Connor Dasa Holland. And it's not the only case waiting to be solved as the Seattle Police Department struggles with a major staffing crisis. In tonight's Operation Crime and Justice report, KOMO's Tammy Mutasa spoke to Connor's mom, who was desperate for answers. Tammy?
Yeah, Eric, you know, Alicia Daza has been carrying a broken heart for 2 years. That family thought they would have some answers by now, but still there is absolutely nothing. And now they're just pleading for somebody who knows anything to do the right thing.
It's so hard when you're trying to figure out what to put on a marker for your child.
The last place on earth any mom would ever want to be is in front of their child's grave.
Even though there's all these words on here that describe him so well, the picture is what's most important for me.
For Alicia Daza, the bright picture of her son Connor is a more comforting memory than the horrific night he died in her arms 2 years ago on Mother's Day.
We got to be with Connor. He wasn't alone. We got to say goodbye and that we loved him.
The 18-year-old's promising future was cut brutally short when he was gunned down while moving his mom's car in front of their Rainier Beach house. Even his 10-year-old sister, Kira, knows how unfair it is.
He was just a positive person. Like, why would you do something so terrible to someone like him?
You can hear gunshots in this neighbor's surveillance video. Then you see a car speeding north on 51st Avenue South past another car before it turns. Seattle police detectives have been actively investigating, exhausting all tips, and the killer still hasn't been caught.
Whoever knows or whoever has maybe the littlest piece of information that might matter, just imagine what it would be like to lose the person you love the most and not know why.
While this family and many others wait for justice, SPD is dealing with a historic staffing crisis. Chief Adrian Diaz was forced to move many detectives into patrol units, leaving other detectives with larger caseloads. I recently asked him what he says to the victims still waiting.
I try to make a concerted effort to call all of the families and reach out to them.
Chief Diaz told me despite the challenges, detectives won't let the cases die and still have a 60 to 70% solvability rate.
We're constantly trying to make sure that we bring justice for the family. They want to have closure quickly, and some of these cases just take longer periods of time, and we want to make sure that we're doing it right.
For Alicia, it'll take more than police to fight the gun violence. She's been working with community leaders to help other families of murdered children.
We've lived in Rainier Beach for a long time, and the officer shortage is new, and the gunfire is not.
As the family waits for a break in the case, they feel the enormous outpouring of love from hundreds who showed up to their house for Connor's vigil to the sea of cars lining up for his drive-through memorial. They cherish the UW freshman who was accepted to 19 colleges, a Rainier Beach football captain, and most of all, beloved son who touched his community.
I thought people would forget by now, and they haven't.
Hi, everyone. I'm Preston Phillips from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.